YouTubers, it's your girl Shannon from Tesla and Chill, and this is a 2019 Toyota Camry. Okay, that was my best Doug DeMuro impression, and I cannot do the whole video like this.
As much as I love Doug DeMuro, no one can replicate him, so why even try, am I right? But we are definitely going to be reviewing the 2019 Toyota Camry SE. Now, typically this isn't a vehicle that I would review because it's not an electric car and it's not a hybrid. This is a nice vehicle. Now, we are reviewing this car because if you've seen any of my other vehicles, you would know right now that my Honda Accord, who we call Kim, she was rear-ended on the highway and she is still in the body shop. So we still have the Toyota Camry, and this is what my husband has been driving now. I'm of course still driving Kanye. He has been doing so well for me. But this is an ICE vehicle, and I have to say, even though the Honda Accord is a hybrid and it still takes gas, I feel like it's like a pretty nice hybrid. And the Camry is a nice vehicle too. I have a soft spot in my heart for Toyotas. It was one of the first vehicles I ever received as a graduation gift. I got a Toyota Corolla, and it was amazing. I love that car. I drove it until I totaled it. But my family loves Toyotas. They're reliable, they're comfortable. I mean, they have really everything you need. So we definitely have been through a lot of Toyotas in my family, so that's why I was excited actually about getting this car. But it is such a change going to a fully ICE car again. I'll have to turn it on for you. Now, I'm not technically allowed to drive it because my husband was the only one who signed the rental papers and he didn't add my name to it. But I have ridden in it, and I can tell you it's really weird just to hear like the shifting. Like you can like feel the car shift as like it goes into gears. So that's really weird for me. And we're gonna talk about what we like about this car and what we don't like about this car. But first I have to tell you, this is what has blown my mind. This key right here. Now, there is no keyless entry. You actually have to use this key and hit the unlock button. And this is what like really, this is how you start the car. Bing. You actually have to use the key. I have not done that in a really long time, so this has been really different for me.
And I'm gonna pause real quickly here because my neighbor just got home and he has his own YouTube channel.
It's Samaj Johnson, SEMAJ JOHNSON, and I do pranks and vlogs and all that.
And it's super awesome, so check him out. Definitely subscribe.
Thank you.
Okay, so back to the car. It has an actual key that you have to like put into the ignition, and I feel like I have not done that really in probably close to 2 years, but it feels like I haven't done that for like a century. So it's really weird, and because you actually need the key, you definitely don't want to lose it, which is something I'm horrible at. So this is what my husband has been using. He feels a little antiquated, but in reality, the Toyota Camry is a really nice vehicle. Let me do a quick walk around with you. And you can see it looks really nice on the outside. It looks really modern. The color, I mean, it's pretty. It's kind of neutral. I don't know if I would have like chosen that color if I bought it. But I mean, it looks like a nice car. It looks like the color can, you know, probably withstand like a few years. It's not like one of those trendsetter colors. You know how like a neon yellow car, it's cool when you get it, but after like 3 years, it's kind of like an outdated color. So this is like a color that can kind of last a while. It's like painting your walls in your house tan or gray. Like you're not gonna paint your walls like blue for more than like a year. But you know, if you paint your walls like tan or gray, you can like leave them that color for a few years. And I feel like that's what this car is like. But let's go ahead, let's take a look at the inside of this vehicle and see what it has to offer. The 2019 Camry is really just a refreshed version of the 2018 Camry, which is the one that had more changes in it. But you can see here, if you saw on the steering wheel and the infotainment screen, it's a mixture of both touchscreen and buttons and knobs. And I'm gonna stop right here because as you can see, my husband's smoking hot, so I'm not sure who at the rental company let him drive off in this car. Now let's continue here. As you can see, the Camry, just from the front, just from where the driver sits, is a very straightforward car. And it's got that little pocket for your sunglasses, which I think most vehicles do. But as you can see, even on the sides here, you can see on the side of the doors, a lot of people have noted that the plastic looks a little bit cheap. But really, if you look at the price point of the car, about $25,800, I think really you pay for what you get. And you're kind of paying for a straightforward car. So I don't think that's like a huge deal. As far as people thinking it's made out of cheaper plastic. Now you see it does have the one USB connector, and it does have also that 12-volt DC power outlet, and that's the only one that is in the car. But I do want to note, kind of the bigger deal to me is if you can glance over at the seats, you can see it's a combination of both leather and cloth, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but I didn't design the car. But even though I didn't design the car, I have ridden in the car, and I can tell you as far as riding goes, I honestly think my Honda Accord Hybrid is a little bit smoother. When I'm in the Toyota, it almost feels like I can feel the transmission going into different gears when I'm riding, so it's not super smooth. But as you can see in the back seat here, it sits 3 people. It's got that 60-40 bench split, so if you need to put the seats down, you can. It's got your traditional cup holders and stuff. But let me go ahead and show you what it's actually like to have a person back here.
Now, legroom in the back, it can be a little bit tight. You can see I've actually have the driver's seat pushed all the way up because I have really short legs, so I need the seat that far up so I can reach the pedals. But when the seat is up, I have plenty of legroom back here. Again, I have really short legs, so if you're like over 5'4", you might need a little bit more leg room. But this works great for me. You can see on this side, the seat is pushed back, not all the way, but the leg room definitely gets a whole lot tighter there. Now let's go ahead and look at the trunk, which is surprisingly big, I feel like. Oh, but wait, I have to go get the key because we need the key to open it. And I already lost the keys. Okay. The keys are in the ignition. Hello. Okay, so let me pop the trunk. Okay. And maybe actually the trunk should probably be unlocked because the car's unlocked. Let's see how we open the trunk. Okay, maybe I'm stupid. Okay, so we have the trunk open here. You can see it's actually a really sizable trunk. Let me get out of the sun so you can see. But it goes back really far. Of course, there's no like under compartment like Teslas have. This is more just in case you get a flat tire. And you can see there actually is a spare tire under there. I think all you can really see is the number 420, which is really funny actually. But there is a tire, which is kind of nice because a lot of new cars, they don't come with spare tires anymore. So it's actually kind of cool that it has it. But since it is an ICE vehicle, there is no frunk, which makes me really sad because I love a good frunk. But you can put a lot of junk in this trunk. You can see it is pretty big. I think to me, Toyota is pretty much synonymous with the word reliability. It's not necessarily going to be like on the cutting edge of technology or design, but you know when you get a Toyota, you know it's going to be reliable, you know it's going to be like fairly low maintenance, you're not going to have a lot of issues with it, which really appeals to a lot of drivers. I mean, it appeals to me and my family. Or at least it used to appeal to me like that. I can't say again that it appeals to me now, but I'm definitely thankful to have another vehicle to be driving so we don't have to be a one-car family. But that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.